Is that the
they flash numbers to them and then they do math. They try to keep up with it and then yeah.
oh I thought it was Elon Musk mining plant for some reason. They were clicking.
They made the video faster.
This guy spent 7 days and dusted 24 just to make this engine run. The engine of this class Jeep had its pistons locked up by empty. Instead of using brute force and cracking the aluminum, he applied constant heat and tapped with wood to test for movement. Seeing that it moved, he stopped to clean the rust from the cylinder walls to avoid scratching the engine. Then, he hit the wooden block with force to fully free the piston, successfully causing it to slide smoothly. Taking advantage of this momentum, he activated the starter motor so the pistons would move on their own and expel all of the dirt. Many believe that if the piston moves, the engine will start right up, but won't work if the valves remain rusted. Therefore, he thoroughly cleaned the valves, washed them, dried them completely, and closed the cover to ensure a completely airtight combustion chamber. However, he could not turn it on with the old oil full of water. It was mandatory to change the engine oil to protect the crankshaft from any destructive dry friction. With lubrication ready, he installed the electrical and ignition system. Since the old pump did not work, he poured gasoline directly into the carburetor to everything indicated that the machine would roar immediately, but the starter spun wildly, and the engine remained silent. This first attempt completely failed. Without giving up, he realized that the combustion chamber was losing compression. He removed the cover to adjust a bent valve that was letting pressure escape, and closed it again. However, like a bucket of cold water for his patients, this second start attempt also failed completely. It was then that he finally discovered the ultimate culprit, the carburetor. Old gasoline residue had turned into a thick, gummy paste after so many years, clogging the jets and completely preventing the flow of fuel. He decided to completely disassemble it to clean it thoroughly and clear all its internal passages. And so, with sealed compression, a powerful spark, and the perfect fuel mixture, the machine suddenly came to life and started successfully. The constant roar, along with the thick smoke, marked its proud rebirth after spending several decades entirely lost in oblivion. This guy spent. I charged this client $650 for this leather Pokeball. What happened next caught me completely off guard. Usually when I tell someone the price, they try to negotiate. This client didn't. He just smiled and said, "If you can pull this off, it's worth it $3." That made me curious. A few days later, he told me the real reason for the project. When he was 11 years old, he spent nearly the entire summer trying to catch his favorite Pokemon in an old Game Boy game. His father had bought him that game during a difficult year when money was tight, and it became one of the few things that made him happy. Years later, his father passed away. The Game Boy stopped working. The game cartridge
What do you
disappeared.
guys want to eat later at 8?
Pizza?
What?
Noodle or pizza?
I think the pizza.
Never left. He wanted something he could keep on his desk that reminded him of those late nights playing beside his dad. That's why I didn't make a regular wallet. I built a leather Pokeball that secretly opens to reveal his favorite character inside. Every panel was hand-cut from vegetable tan leather. The stitching alone took hours because the curved shape had to close perfectly from every angle. When I finally showed him the finished piece, he didn't say much. He just opened it, stared at it for a few seconds, and laughed. Then he said, "My dad would have thought this was the coolest thing ever." And honestly, that moment was worth more than the project itself.
Life is that.